听得到吗 ？Hello， 大家好，我是英语自学中心的 Iris。那首先呢，我们等一下就会开始我们的直播。直播的主题在上面，大家看到啊，这里还是这里？上面或下面会有字嘛？那大家就可以看一下这次的主题是什么，然后等一下就可以跟我们一起收看。在直播之前呢，我要来跟大家小小的宣传一下这个东西。这个呢，大家看得到吗？这边有一张很漂亮的海报，看不到没关系，我念给你听。它叫做语言自学式10月强打毛毛的，然后这边是 creepy， 这是什么东西呢？就是今天的直播主题跟图书馆有关嘛。那这个呢，就是我们图书馆的一个活动，它在计时楼。地下室1楼，大家走下去，走到底就会看到一个语言自学室，然后你到那边呢，就可以问他们这个活动是什么。那我这边简单跟大家介绍一下，这个活动呢是我们每个月都会推出不同的主题，那不同的主题有不同的活动跟资料，大家可以在这边查看。那你点进去之后会发现里面有一些资讯，那这些资讯可能是搭配网络上，或者是搭配我们语言自学式的资料。那同学做这些活动都可以赚到点数，还可以学英文，非常的有趣，就是欢迎大家来参加。那如果你一个月有完成这些活动的话呢，可以另外再拿到冰淇淋券。那详细的资讯呢，就麻烦同学到我们的 Facebook 粉专。大家一定知道，因为你现在在看直播，不知道就不会看了嘛。你来这里之后呢，就可以从这边有一个网址，点进去，然后就会有其他更详细的资讯。所以呢，我们直播就要开始。我现在宣传就到这边，大家有问题的话可以留言，然后提醒大家，等一下呢，大家可以跟我们的直播主持人还有我们的来宾互动。等一下 Andrew 会介绍他，然后呢，同学可以记得可以留言问问题，或者是回答问题。有互动的话呢，就可以拿到我们的自学点数。那你也可以在直播之后，我们会上传题目，也可以赚点数。所以呢，同学就可以继续 follow 我们的直播，然后看有哪些可以学习英文的地方哦。那我们直播就要开始了，同学准备好了吗？谢谢。
You know we're really broadcasting live because we walk out. Yeah, so thank you, Iris. Thank you so much for your very kind introduction. I hope that all of you spend some time on our Facebook fan page, explore the resources that we have, and earn self-learning points in the process. Okay, to formally introduce myself. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Wu, and I am the host of the SLC live broadcast. Last semester, I was here before. This semester, we are upgraded 2.0. We are new and improved. See, we have a new space, maybe just for today, but anyway, it's a new space, and I hope that you are all looking forward to an excellent year of learning English. Today, we have a very, very special guest with us. Our topic for this semester is called intersections. So how do we combine English with different fields and different disciplines? I think there is no better person to start our semester, no better person to talk to us about English and different fields than our very own Professor Lih-Juan馆长. She is the head of the library here at Furen Catholic University. She is also a professor in the Department of Library and Information Science. And so she knows everything about getting information and exploring new fields using English. Welcome, Professor Lin.
Thank you. And hi, everyone. Nice to meet everyone here on live on the broadcast.
Yes, so the first question I'd like to ask is there anyone watching our live broadcast? There are 6 people. Thank you, 6 people. See, we have a lot of people. 6 people are watching. So students, please don't hesitate to give a comment or ask a question. We are actually here. Okay, we are real people. We are here. This is unplugged and unedited. Okay, so we can take a look here. We will also project here.
Okay.
But the topic of today is called "Come to the Magic Castle." And I want to sort of explain why I set this topic. Mm-hmm. So when I was very young, my mother purchased a set of English books for me. Yes. And they were for young kids. And they started with this poem. So Erica, there is a tab in the corner. Yes. So as you can see, there's this little poem here that I didn't really understand when I was younger, but I really liked. It's called The Library, a Magic Castle. Let me read it for you. Come to the magic castle when you are growing tall. Rows upon rows of word windows line every single wall. They reach up high as the sky, and you want to open them all. For every time you open one, a new adventure has begun. And so that is my first impression of a library. And so, Professor Lin, do you think that is a good...
Yeah, that's a very good start, because when you come to the library, you open your world of information and technology, and I think the more you get involved in the library, the more you learn. You have the ability for self-learning and lifelong learning.
Lifelong learning, yes. Would you tell us a little bit about your beginnings? So you are basically the head librarian, right? You are the top librarian here at Furen University.
Yeah.
Would you tell us a little bit about how you started? How did you begin your journey as a librarian, basically?
Okay. I think that will start from my graduate school at the University of Georgia. And I was not majoring in library information science. My major was education technology.
I see.
Yeah. And within that field, I learned a lot of a kind of technology related to learning. But when I graduated from my doctoral program, I got recruited by the Furen Catholic University and teaching at the Furen Catholic University at the Department of Library Information Science.
Yes.
And all of my teaching area is use of technology to integrate it into teaching. And because in the library, library need to access all kind of information and need to educate people, need to educate readers. So we have library instruction, and sometimes we also have a course for database.
Yes.
So we need to learn the skills
Yes.
in teaching a librarian to have this kind of technology to education technology in order to implement that into library instruction.
I see.
So.
And so lots of this technology that you use in the library makes use of English. Is that true? There's a lot of technology that requires English.
Yeah, that's right. Even the manual written in English, you have to access a lot of manual maybe on the web, and those are written in English.
Yes.
So
it helps. It helps.
It helps.
But you also mentioned that you studied in Georgia.
Yeah,
right?
University of Georgia.
So that's in the south, right? That's in the south of the United States. And so what was that? Of course, you needed to use English. So I think students would be interested to know what was your process like? How did you learn English? How did you use English as a student in Georgia?
To tell you the truth, I was not there for study at the first time because my husband was there at the University of Georgia, and he studied swine nutrition. And I was with him, and I didn't study at that time. But after staying for a while, I started to think maybe I should start to study it for a degree.
Yes.
So I applied for educational technology.
Yes.
But to enter the university as a graduate student, you need to get some English test.
Yes.
So you TOEFL test.
TOEFL, yes.
Yeah.
TOEFL.
So I learned English there, and
in their library.
Not in the library, but you know, when you study abroad, there are not so many resources available for you, especially for foreigners. So I need to attend English
training?
Training,
Yeah.
like language center.
The language center.
Yes,
I see.
you have to pay.
I
You
see.
have to pay for that.
And that's
And don't
different.
forget-
Yes,
yes,
sorry. Yes,
that's right.
But that's different from now because students, we have a lot of English learning resources. See, times have changed. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Times have changed.
Yeah.
We have a lot of resources that you can use. Unlike the days of
And
Professor
free.
and they're free too, like as a student for a university.
Yeah.
But at the time, you had to pay.
Yeah.
See, so
that's
students,
right.
we live in good times. We live in excellent times.
Yeah, and after I passed the TOEFL, and then I applied for the graduate study and enter the educational technology. Actually, that was called instructional technology. Yes.
I see. So English was, sort of this obstacle you needed to overcome before you could become a doctor.
Right.
Do you have any advice for students who are maybe thinking about going abroad to study, who need to take the TOEFL test like you
Yes.
did?
That's the first step you have to go through
Yes.
to take the TOEFL test. And I think the most important things for my experience is that you have to expose yourself to the environment that speak English. And you got to put yourself in a position that the English is the only way you can communicate with others. And I know it's hard. However, you got to put yourself into that position. And a lot of time, when you start to think Chinese, maybe you think another way. How could I say this in English? Yeah. And then English will become part of your life.
And so students try to find this sort of resource. We have some of these resources here in the Self-Learning Center and in the library.
Yes.
Surround yourself with English. Yeah, that's a very good way of starting.
Yeah,
I suppose.
that's true.
Yes. So you were recruited back from your studies in Georgia after you graduated. You came to Furen University.
Yeah.
And I understand now, you've taught many years here at Furen.
Right.
You are offering now a course, or some courses, that are in English, right?
That's right.
So in the past, you had some courses, but you teach in Chinese,
yes.
but you have materials in English, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think are some struggles that students have in terms of their English in your courses, and do you have any suggestions for them?
Even I'm now teaching a course that taught in English. Sometimes for us, it's also a new experience, a new things for us to learn, even for faculty member. I was so afraid of talking in front of students in English.
I see.
In the first lesson.
Yeah, me too.
Me too. But you get to persuade yourself.
Yes.
You are standing there and you have to speak in English.
Yes.
So, and I think that is a process you have to go through in order to make yourself more productive.
I see.
See?
As an instructor, this is something
that's right.
So it's not just difficult for the students; it's difficult for you.
It's difficult for me too.
So students, remember, when your teachers are teaching you in all English, it's a challenge for them as well.
That's right.
Okay, so think about that.
Yeah. I think it will give me the opportunity to practice year by year, semester by semester.
Yes.
So
what is your course called now? The full
it's
English
called
course.
Exploration of World Library.
Exploration of World Library.
Yes, that's
World
right.
libraries. Different.
And it's offered for freshmen because we think that freshmen did not have too much option.
Yes, they have to choose. They have to choose all the English ones.
So
poor freshmen.
So we think that is a good strategy to open this course, and especially for the freshmen, when they enter the university, they start to experience the English teaching course.
And their English is good at that time, right? 刚考完试，对不对？刚入学。Their English is supposedly has not deteriorated as much as
supposedly
juniors supposedly.
But even they took the exam, they passed the exam. they don't really very confident in speaking English.
Yeah, it's not tested, right? It's not part of our testing
that's right.
system.
Yeah, that's right. That's true. And,
it's not part of our
they
assessment.
are good at maybe take exam. However, they were not very good in speaking.
I see.
And writing.
Writing. Yes, I understand. Yes.
It's difficult.
Now we should ask what the students think. So, students, if you are watching, are there still people watching? How many people are watching? There are 5 people watching, so thank you, 5 people. So, are there any questions? Do we have any questions from the audience? Not yet. Okay, so students, have you ever taken a full English course? Okay, and I recommend taking Professor Lin's next semester or sometime in the future. Do you allow students from outside? Not yet?
Not yet.
Not yet, but in the future, hopefully, you can take an all-English course. So I hope to have a little conversation here. So, Professor Lin, you said that students struggle with their writing and their speaking. So students, if you've taken an English course, an all-English course, what is difficult for you? What would you want the instructors to know about offering a course that is fully in English? So please write a comment or ask a question down below.
I think the most
yes.
threat to them is they are so afraid that they will say something wrong without grammatical correct.
Yes.
And they were afraid that they write something wrong.
Yes, they're afraid of making
mistakes.
Grammatical mistakes.
Yes, that's right. And I think that's their first in their mind.
And we want to tell them that it's okay to make grammatical mistakes, right? We want to tell them that it's okay. The point is the communication. We all make grammatical mistakes in speech and writing. It's very normal. So just, don't be scared of expressing yourself in class.
Okay, I also want to show you the screen, the website, library webpage.
Sure, we can do that. So let's demonstrate how to get there.
Yeah, it's within the library website.
Yes, in the library website. Maybe we can go to the library homepage first. Is that okay?
Yes.
So